Yeah, because this album's hard to find and shit.
Hmm.
I think I saw this in Barnes and Noble like one time, but it was like mad expensive.
Wow.
Jesus. Look at everybody all dolled up in the Oscars. Look at Miley Cyrus. Okay. So now they still coming up with more lawsuits for Puffy ever since his lawyers dropped out and shit.
Mhm.
Some of these ones are just too ridiculous. I didn't even fucking care for Puffy like that, but I saw one that said how he forced the lady to say he said I'm gonna fuck you like I fucked up Tupac or some shit. I'm just like
I fucked up Tupac.
some of these I just don't even know, bro.
Lord.
But I don't believe everything.
Right.
Oh Lord have mercy. What's up? Q, so you watching the Oscars right now? Or you watching us too and shit?
Nice.
You can actually learn something from us. When the world keeps coming down. Christian, I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired today. I'm kind of tempted on calling out of work, but I need the money. Cause I'm gonna work up until my vacation and shit. Only time I call out if I'm actually sick. Now, cause some days, like when I used to work at Unscripted, I actually had a plan when I get sick. Cause yeah, every time now I'm trying to call out because I'm sick. Oh well, you can still make it. Can you come at least 5 times? Like, no, bitch, I'm sick. Like, no, bitch, I'm actually sick. I'm sneezing. Talking about can I come at this time? Like, no. Or here's my favorite. If I called out a certain day, well, we still put you down in the schedule because we're low on staff. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll let you guys know this 2 months ago. I don't give a fuck. Get your lazy asses up and do it yourselves. Bitch. Shout out to all the people showing support. You said you were sick a couple days ago because of allergies. I mean, that season's coming up soon, boo. Might be pollen season in a minute. They got pollen season and shit. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me share this video a few more times. All right, today was cold as fuck today. Tomorrow's gonna be hot as fuck. That's the gag. All right, let me share this video to a few more people. All right, I'm ready to start whenever you are. What's up, you two? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's your boy Reg in the building. You know what I'm saying? Coming to y'all straight this Sunday morning. It's not Sunday morning, Sunday night. I got my homeboy trying to building with me. How you doing, Try?
So,
All right. Today's album anniversary. I found a rock album and shit like that too. It's the Doobie Brothers with the Captain and Me. This joint came out March 2nd, 1973. This was years before Michael McDonald came into the group and everything like that too. This is when they were still on that rock kind of edge and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is actually their third studio album and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? This one's not a bad album. I actually like this album and stuff like that. You know, this is probably like them at their most rock rock heavy, if you ask me. Um, they pretty much were trying to find a more sound and stuff like that too. Cause you know their older albums, they would like to redo a lot of older songs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You had Ted Templeton pretty much producing this record, and all my Van Halen fans, y'all should know he pretty much was the key ingredient to their sound with the David Lee Roth era and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Certain songs I like here. I like Long Train Running. That was pretty cool. Evil Woman was dope. Without You, China Grove and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not a bad album and stuff like that. Like I said, they were definitely still on their hard rock kind of edge with this one. So yeah, have any memories with this album?
Nope.
Got you, got you. Yeah, yeah. That album should still be in print as well too. All right, now we are going to go into the Billboard charts, and I am going to pick something from 1992, the week of March 7th. If I can find that fucking list. Okay, so I found something around rock oriented and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. So for the top 10 best album rock tracks, we got number excuse me, number 10, Eric Clapton, Tears in Heaven. That's from the MTV Unplugged. I'm gonna be real with you. I respect that song, but I'm kind of burnt out from that song at the same time too. I know he wrote that for his dead son, but they overplayed that shit. I'm gonna be real with you. Um, Number 9, Van Halen, Right Now. Probably one of my favorite eras when it came to the Sammy Hagar and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? I've always loved that song. Number 8, Dire Straits, The Bug. Never heard it. Number 7, U2, Until the End of the World. Pretty dope track. U2 comes back again with number 6, Mysterious Ways. I love that track. I think both songs come straight from the Off Song Baby album. Number 5, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble Empty Arms. Number 4, Rush with the Ghost of a Chance. That was pretty straight. Number 3, Genesis, I Can't Dance. Number 2, Ozzy Osbourne's Mama I'm Coming Home from the No More Tears album. Very dope album. And number 1, John Mellencamp, Again Tonight. Never really a fan of John Mellencamp, but it is what it is. All right. Now, the album that we are going to talk about today, we are going to talk about No Doubt with their first album and shit like that too, the self-titled debut, and that was actually released March 17th, 1992. A lot of talking about a lot of albums dropped in March and shit. Cam dropped in March. This one's dropping in March and shit. Cool. Mm. So yeah, No Doubt, y'all should know. We did talk about the Rocksteady album 2001 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And No Doubt consists of members Gwen Stefani, lead vocals, Eric Stefani on keyboard and backing vocals, Tom Dumont on guitar, Tony Kanal on bass, and Adrian Young on drums and percussion. This album only came out with one single, and that's Trapped in a Box. You know what I'm saying? And they dropped this at Interscope Records. But it's a little story with that. I'm gonna save my thoughts on that. But yeah, man, we're kicking off our artist Sunday on No Doubt and everything like that too. And yes, we did talk about the Rocksteady album years ago and shit like that, which I pretty much say as of right now is my favorite album from them. Keyword as of right now. But I've always wanted to check out their discography because I've heard certain songs here and there, and I definitely do like what I heard. And so just to make up for the fact that we're not gonna do Rocksteady. We're also gonna do Gwen Stefani's first solo album like, from 2005. So that one, be on the lookout for that one and shit. So yeah. Um, we already talked about how we got into No Doubt years ago, so I'm not even gonna jump right into that. But yeah, for No Doubt, they're a rock group that formed in Anaheim, California. Shout out to my aunt and my cousin coming from there and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, it started off with Eric Stefani and John Spence meeting at a Dairy Queen, and they actually wanted to get their group together. And so Eric got his sister Gwen Stefani for backing vocals, and John Spence was lead vocals. You had Jerry McMahon on guitar, Chris Lee on bass, Chris Webb on drums, Gabriel Gonzalez on trumpet, Alan Mead on trumpet, and Tony Mead on saxophone, and stuff like that too. So they did a few shows here and there, a few graduation parties and stuff like that too. And tragedy struck when John Spence actually killed himself several days before they were supposed to play at the Roxy Theater and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So the group disbanded, and they still got the music in them and stuff like that. Wanted to actually continue on with the music and stuff. So it got to the point where Alan Mead left the group, and that's when Gwen Stefani became like the lead vocalist and stuff. Tom Dumont left and stuff like that too because he wanted to form a heavy metal shit and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So they're still trying to get the lineup figured and stuff like that too. And pretty much their shows was very infamous and stuff like that. A lot of fans loved the stage dive. And then Gwen Stefani's on stage presence was very unique and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, you had Tom Ferguson who got the group a multi-album deal when it came to Interscope Records and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So one thing you gotta also remember, and I'm gonna be real, Interscope Records was pretty much a new label at the time that got signed in '91 and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So they were still kind of independent. So that's why like they were originally going to independently release this album and stuff like that too. But then once they signed to Interscope, they re-recorded it and stuff like that to make it more fresher. They had a little bit more of a budget and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So they re-recorded the album in a professional studio and stuff like that. Around that time, they were performing with acts like Rage Against the Machine, Public Enemy, Sublime, and stuff like that too. And the crazy thing about it was because the album didn't do well commercially, Interscope did not want to support them when they were on tour, so they actually had to finance themselves and stuff like that too, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And one thing you also got to remember, and now is the best time to talk about this. Yeah, Q. I want to talk about Tragic Kingdom. Stay tuned on my thoughts on that one. One thing you got to remember when it came to the sound of No Doubt was that when it comes to the whole alternative sound, a lot of people will say, "Oh, they're different compared to like the usual norm at the time when it came to '90s rock and stuff like the Metallicas, the Rages, and stuff like that too." You know what I'm saying? Like a group like Nirvana may be considered alternative and stuff like that, but at the same time, they still had crossover success when it came to that grunge movement. And then you have a group like Smashing Pumpkins, who was a lot more artsier with their craft and stuff like that too, which they do deserve the alternative title, but No Doubt was really alternative with their shit, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like when I listen to this album, I feel all the '90s styles mixed in the blender, and it came out with this album. Shit, I kid you not. But I'm gonna get more in depth with that. You know what I'm saying? So, and with the fact that they were very influenced by ska, the ska sound and shit like that, that also played a difference and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And for those who don't know what ska is, it's pretty much, to put it bluntly, it's the precursor to reggae. To put it bluntly, you know what I'm saying? But it has like incorporates a lot more horns and like a lot more of a jazzier tone and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And one can say like when you look at group like Nirvana, people would say they were like you can tell like they had like a little Beatles style with them and stuff like that, just by like the way how they craft songs and stuff like that. I've always felt No Doubt owes a lot of their success to like groups like Talking Heads, The Police, most definitely The Police and shit. Because The Police was also very influenced by that reggae sound and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't as heavy as like say The Clash and shit like that too. You know if that makes sense. But yeah. Oh damn! I didn't even share the album. I'm tripping. Okay, so this is what the album looks like. Again, this album cover screams '90s and shit like that too. The font, the in your face logo and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Tiny Toon.
it's
That's what it look like.
you said what?
Tiny Toon Adventures. That's what it look like.
Right, Tiny Toon Adventures. That's the best way to describe it. Fucking Animaniacs
Animaniacs.
shit.
That's
You
what
know
it
what I'm saying?
sound like.
Like it. You know, it kind of reminds me like back in the day when Nickelodeon and TV Land had they used to have them bumpers like coming up
Mm-hmm.
next. You
Mm-hmm.
know, such and such. It kind of reminds me of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So interesting. But yeah, man. Again, I don't have No Doubt albums. I think I only had the Rock Steady
Yeah.
album and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
if I see some along the way, I might show it. But hey, fuck it. I'm just grateful we're gonna talk about No Doubt finally on this channel. Oh, let me get my notes up because I'm just gonna be kind of embarrassing without me reading them notes. I'm just gonna be talking to myself and shit. um, yeah, okay, got my notes out. Alrighty, so this album has 14 tracks, and we are gonna get started with the first track, which is called BND. Um, this is like a little instrumental and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Very poppy, very very horn driven and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I actually like this joint. I feel like it was a nice way to introduce the album and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Didn't like it. Sounded like
Sure, you
some
like it?
game show shit. Did not like
Yeah,
it.
understandable. All right, and then we're gonna get into the next track, which is "Let's Get Back." Um, this song, the best way to describe the song is '90s disco. If disco made a comeback in 1992, this is what it would sound like. You know what I'm saying? This song's pretty much about an ex trying to get back together with a former boyfriend, and them reminiscing about the good time that they've had together and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I do kind of find this song kind of groundbreaking to say the least because a lot of these kind of songs with the heavy dance beat with depressing lyrics was definitely a lot more popular in like the late '90s, mid to late '90s, and shit like that too. Prime example: Janet Jackson's "Together Again." Everyone knows that everywhere I go, that
Mm-hmm.
happy
Mm-hmm.
dappy beat, but she was actually talking about the HIV epidemic
I'll
with
be
that
back.
track right there and shit like that too. You know, what I'm saying? You know, hell, the Velvet Rope, that whole album was like happy dappy
Happy,
beats mixing with some depressing ass shit. You know what I'm saying? You said
uh,
what?
Happy Dappy Janet. You're not a fan of Happy Dappy?
I I mean, I love the album. I love Velvet Rope.
Yeah, it was
That's
great.
actually made my favorite. Keyword maybe.
Great album. Happy Dappy Janet.
But yeah, but this song right here is very authentic. You know what I'm saying? I guess you can start off this album with this one. It's alright.
I like it. This is vintage, no doubt on here. With the horns, it was jazzy. The beat was nice. The bass line, the guitar play. This is vintage, no doubt on here.
Definitely. And I forgot to mention the other horn players too. Eric Carpenter, Don Hammerstead, and Alex Henderson, they all contributed in saxophone, trumpet, and trombone respectively. All right. Track number three, we got is Ache. Um, Again, another authentic song right here when it comes to the group. And I'm gonna be using that word a lot too, so just bear with me. This song you can definitely feel the ska influence and stuff like that. Um, it's a song about a trip to the dentist, trying to get your wisdom teeth out. I remember that I had to do that shit when I was like 18 and stuff like that too. I fucking hated that shit. Actually, put me to fucking sleep. I don't know what the fuck they did to me, but hey, fuck it. Yeah, this one was pretty funny, kind of funny and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you actually had your wisdom teeth taken out, you will definitely resonate with this song and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Ache is a funny song.
I was aching listening to this song. I didn't like it. My ears were aching.
I knew you were gonna say that. All right. Um, Track number four, "Get on the Ball." I think this is actually a song I can honestly say I love. This might be the first song I actually love on this track. The last two, while were good, was very experimental. This one, I love the beat to it. You know what I'm saying? It's Scott influence, but it still has that '90s authentic towards it and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what I got from this song is like trying to make sure that your love is true and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I love the horn riffs that they were using on this track right here and shit. You know what I'm saying? I love the message on this one right here too. So not a bad track.
This was good. I like the beat for this. It was okay. Not one of my favorites, but it was doable.
What's good, Romero? How you doing? Turn up.
You're wrong, Q.
All
There's a
right.
video for Trapped in the Box.
You said there's a video for Trapped in the Box. I never
Yeah,
seen the video either. So
there's a
shit.
video of Trapped in the Box.
Got you. Now move on. I feel like there's a nice continuation to the last song, and one of my favorites off this album and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? This track right here, I do like the message of this track and stuff like that too. You know, moving on from that negative landscape and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Again, we have some very weird lyrics with this one shit too, but they also actually resonate with like the music business. If you really listen deeply to the chorus, because the chorus is like, hold on. You have to understand when it comes to making music, we meshed the styles of five alive and entwined and fused it. Life comes from life, and through our strife, we strove to make the sound true, compelled to spell it out in search of what we must. It it kind of reminds me of the Hall and Oates song "I Can't Go for That," which is ironically my favorite Hall and Oates song because as funky as that beat was, they were actually talking about how the music industry will sell your soul in a minute and shit like that. And speaking of Hall and Oates, y'all motherfuckers need to get your shit together. I'm sorry, y'all need to get your shit together. I saw that interview Dale Hall did, man. I was like, come on, man. But it's
Right,
crazy.
right.
Shit, he's talking about he don't even want to talk to John Oates no more. That's like shit. But anyway, this song right here was pretty great. I like this song.
I didn't care for it.
Mm,
Did not like it.
I feel you. All right. Next song we got is "Sad for Me." I didn't really care for this song to be real with you and stuff like that. And it mostly has to do with the beat. The beat definitely has like a very jubious kind of sound towards it. You know what I'm
Jubrius?
saying? Very happy.
That's a new word. I never heard that.
If I'm saying it right.
Probably not.
If I'm saying it right.
You're probably not.
Shit. Let me look it up. We can ask him myself. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I'm saying it right. Jubilant. That's what I meant to say.
Uh,
Jubilant.
co-
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I didn't care for the beat and everything like that. I kind of felt like the lyrics again. I can take it or leave it, but uh, I was kind of sad listening to this track, if
it was
anything.
it was very short and sounded like a sad lullaby that Glenn was singing, and it was played out more like an interlude than like a full song.
I agree. Yeah, man. Next song we got is called Doormat. This is a very quirky song. You know what I'm saying? Self-explanatory, talking about how don't fuck with me because there's a rebel inside of me and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? I do like Gwen singing on this track right here. You know what I'm saying? Not really one of my favorites, but at the same time, it's very quirky, so I can take it or leave it.
Yeah, it was very quirky. Had like a game show sound to it.
Definitely, like some. Price is Right, Hollywood
Price is
Squares
Right
kind of
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
Mm. Next track we got track number 8, Big City Train. Um, very different from what you expect from what we listened to the album so far. This song kind of has like a more hard rock kind of tone to it, if they say the least. You know what I'm saying? Not a bad track. It's not a bad track and shit. So this one's pretty straight.
this one sounded to me like something Red Hot Chili Peppers would have did, like early Red Hot
Yes,
Chili Peppers,
yes.
and the beat was fire. They needed a video for this one. This joint was my favorite one on here. The beat was dope. You know, Gwen um killed it vocally. I enjoyed it. I think this was it. Just when I hear it, I'm like, this sounds like something Red Hot Chili Peppers would have did.
See, they should have done more songs like this on the album.
Yeah.
I feel like this song right here is definitely what's to come, if that makes
Hmm.
sense and shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. They did it later.
You said they did what later?
They did more songs like that later on in their career, but we needed
Right.
more like this on the album.
Oh yeah, I did forget. They did drop 2 albums in '95. Oh shit.
Yeah.
'Cause I always thought Beacon Street came out in '96. Okay. Hmm. Let me see how long those albums are. They might be a double review, but I'm not too sure yet. Let me see how both those albums qualities are and shit. Fuck it.
We didn't do Tragic Kingdom.
No, we never did Tragic. I was
Okay.
going to do it because I thought I was going to get the album,
Right.
but I kind of pushed that one back and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this one right here is definitely an essential song and shit. Next song we got is Trapped in the Box. So this song right here is like the only single that came out from this album and shit like that too. And while this song might have been like a cult favorite to a lot of fans, I kind of have mixed feelings with this song right here. You know what I'm saying? I kind of have mixed feelings with this track. It sounds too Talking Heads esque for me. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some shit Talking Heads would have done, like for like speaking in tongues, remaining light, kind of shit like that too. But at the end of the day, I did have fun listening to this. I did have fun like listening to this song and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? It is kind of like a fun song. What I got from this song is pretty much what I got from this song is like how motherfuckers are just addicted to the televisions and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? They let TV like control their minds, and it's funny too because Tom Dumar, the guitarist, he wrote this song while he was in school because he used to watch a lot of TV, and he was just intrigued how it can control one's way of thinking and stuff like that too. Kind of, it's conceptually, it kind of reminds me of David Bowie's TVC 15 from the Station to Station album, which is my favorite album from David Bowie. But it doesn't go as deep with it, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's still a fun song. It's alright, you know.
Yeah, it was groovy. Then it went to zany, and then there's all type of sounds in this track. So,
Yes, it was like 3 songs of one or
yeah,
some shit. You know what I'm
and this
saying?
the only like song that they did a video for in there.
Oh, speaking of the video, it's kind of crazy too because I think they actually did the video, but at the same time, it didn't really play on MTV like that. They mostly play that on MTV2 or even at Much Music in Canada, which is pretty much Canadian MTV, if that makes sense, or Canadian VH1. So even the video didn't get that much play, and that was the only video to feature Eric Stefani and stuff like that too. So that's crazy.
Like,
Oof.
yeah, they didn't play. It. I mean, the first video I seen from them ever was "Don't Speak." So
Oh wow.
anything before "Don't Speak," I haven't seen no videos from it yet. That's just something that you would have to watch on the YouTube channel.
So you mean to tell me they dropped one single and they didn't even play a
Mhm.
video like that on
Nah, they
MSS?
didn't play it. I didn't see the video until today. I never saw the video on MTV. They never
Well, so
played it.
like, cause you gotta remember 1992, like that was like the building years of Interscope. Cause once
Right.
1993 happened, that's when they got hold of Death Row Records and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, Who else was on Interscope? The Tupacs,
Right.
the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunches and shit. And
Black Eyed Peas.
well, that was much later. That was much later and stuff.
Right.
9 Inch Nails. Like
Yeah.
Interscope really had like a lot of those arranged between the hip hop, like the gangster rap, the
Yeah.
in your face rap, to like the alternative rock and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, but they, I feel like they're big money grabbers when the Chronic came out and shit.
Right.
Cause, ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Hmm.
it's interesting. Cause I always thought Interscope formed like back in like the early '80s and shit. That's wow, interesting. Um, next track we got is sometimes. I didn't really care for this track too much, to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Again, I like the beat, but it was a bit. I could have done without this one.
It was melodic. It was a mid tempo. Gwen, her vocals were good on it.
Definitely. All right. Next song was favorites on this album. Now this one might be the most reggae esque song on this album and stuff. Like this was not really ska; it was more reggae, and this was written by Eric Stefani. You know what I'm saying? Because it tells a story of an alcoholic, and pretty much he's using the sinking boat as a way to describe the declining physical and mental state of the alcoholic and stuff like that too. And the way how the song is, the way how the song is structured, they had the roll, roll, roll your boat. You know what I'm saying? They had that like as like interpolation and stuff like that too. So yeah,
Yeah.
um, I do love Gwen's vocals on this track too. I feel like it's pretty dope.
Yeah. Definitely sounded reggae. The bass line had the reggae sound for it, and nice, a nice track. I mean, this is what they did. Like they did, they knew how to do the ska and the reggae tracks. Also, this is like early reggae for them.
Right. And I forgot to mention, Dito Godwin and No Doubt actually produced this record. Dito Godwin, he actually did some work with like Motley Crue. He did some work with a few members of Kiss and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? He actually passed away in 2021 and stuff like that too. So rest in peace to him. So yeah, excuse me. Next track we got is a little something refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Which is like a short interlude kind of track and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Pretty refreshing song too. No pun intended. Pretty melodic. That's all you got to
Yeah,
say.
it was alright.
Yeah. Next song is Paulina and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Another song written by Eric Stefani. Pretty much it talks about this guy's obsession with this girl named Paulina and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And from what I looked up, Paulina is actually based on the Czech model, Paulina Poliskova and shit like that too. I don't even know what this girl looks like. So I mean, he has the lyrics come off like Paulina, she's on the cover of a magazine. Paulina, a woman in my nightly dreams. Paulina, who makes me grin in any pose. Paulina, I wish she'd take off all her clothes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've all heard songs like this before where a rock artist or a singer falls for a model. Um, and the first song that comes to my mind was Princess Cindy C from the Black Album, which I love that record. You know what I'm saying? That's the first song that comes to my mind and stuff. Again, we're kind of back into the old quirky, authentic kind of style of No Doubt, which I fucking love and stuff like that too. So this one was pretty dope.
Thank you.
Understandable. All right. And the last track is Brand New Day and stuff like that too. Last track on the album. Um this one right here is pretty like upbeat kind of track. I kind of wish they would have started off with this one and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, this one was pretty straight. It was okay. Not really one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah. All right. Overall, when it comes to this album, it's a very interesting album to say the least because they were very experimental right from the get go and stuff like that too. Like this might be some of the most experimental rock album probably since like the B-52's his first album. But at the same time, just because I say it's experimental, that I don't mean that everything worked on this album and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like some of the songwriting was kind of all over the place and stuff like that. Some of the transitions kind of all over the place with this one. Well, I do love ska music. I do feel like sometimes when they did use the ska influence, a lot of the beat did kind of sound a little samey. But at the same time, too, you know what I'm saying? No Doubt was a very different group from the get go. And they definitely like played a huge part in like, transforming the whole alternative kind of crowd. I feel like when we get into like the second and third album, that's the sound that they became more well known for. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna give this album a 3 out of 5. I feel like this album, but I do respect the experimentation of this album. You know what I'm saying? There was some songs I could have done without and everything like that too, you know what I'm saying? And the one single from this album I kind of have mixed feelings on. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
There's only like maybe 3 or 4 songs I liked on here. Big City Train. That could have been a single. I like sometimes. Let's get back. But I didn't care for the rest of the album. I just think it was just you could tell it was early, no doubt. They
Yeah,
definitely elevated with each album and got better. But this for me is like too much.
understandable. I definitely understand what you about that. Romeo, so what would be the good No Doubt album to start with? I'm gonna go with Tragic Kingdom, Romeo.
Yeah,
I'm
yep.
definitely go with that album.
That's when they really started making great music.
Yeah. I've never heard Beacon Street though. I've never heard that one.
I didn't hear that one either. That's early, no doubt. Also,
Yeah. But yeah, once Interscope Records got more of like a budget,
yeah,
they got more better and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Because a group like No Doubt, they are more Geffen record style than Interscope, if that makes sense. Because Geffen had like a lot more whole. I think No Nirvana was on Geffen, Guns N' Roses was on Geffen too, and shit.
the Jizza.
Yep, yep, you're right, you're right. Yeah, man. But yeah, I would start off with Tragic Kingdom. Yeah, man. I'm staying on for like maybe like a good 5 minutes and shit. Just gonna chill a little before I go back out again. So I made this dope ass lasagna the other night, and that shit was slapped like a motherfucker.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about doing. My friend wanted me to help her cooking platform and shit like that too. And shit.
you should do it. You and her just cook on the platform.
Yeah, because
Oh,
she wants to be more active on social media and stuff
yeah,
like that. You know?
you should do it. Let people see your cooking skills.
Yeah, but the thing is, I want to actually get like a phone stand where I can actually put my phone in because I don't want just like
Hmm.
to my phone at a different angle, and then my phone will end up falling down. That would be so fucking unprofessional.
Right.
It's, I used to have a phone stand, but it broke and stuff. So I gotta get a cover for my phone and a phone
Or Reg every week.
stand. How was your day and the weekend? My weekend was actually pretty good. It was pretty busy and everything like that too. I got everything done and stuff like that too. I gotta go back. I gotta go to work tonight though. But once I get off work, I gotta go to DMV. So it's like, wait, looks like I'm not gonna be sleeping anytime soon. Right? But hope you all had a good weekend too. I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on Conan O'Brien? I mean, I didn't really watch a lot of Conan growing up, to be real with you. But I do like when he was writing for The Simpsons. He wrote a lot of my favorite Simpsons episodes. So regarding that, I'll say he's pretty funny
He
just
was
based on what
he
he was
was
doing.
good. He was good. Like how people love Fallon. Conan was good when he was on NBC. The minute he went to TNT or TBS, I just stopped watching him.
Yeah, when he had that late night show like at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, But honestly, when it comes to late night, I'm more of like a fan of Arsenio,
Right.
Letterman, um, even some Johnny Carson, just 70s Carson, 80s Carson.
Yeah.
Jay Leno's okay,
Hmm.
stuff like that. But these late night shows these days, I can't stand Jimmy Fallon.
No.
Stephen Colbert, I like Stephen Colbert. He's funny too, but a lot of these I can't stand a lot of these late nights now. It's like they just try so hard to interrupt the guests and be funny. Like back in the day, just people motherfuckers just let the guests talk and shit.
Right.
My man said Conan was that dude, first guy to let Slipknot play on his show. Oh, I never knew that. Wow.
Conan was great, man. And then he had, Triumph the puppet dog and shit, and he was
I
just
never
dope.
liked
You know what I'm
I
saying?
never liked Triumph. Oh my
You know,
god.
like Triumph.
I never saw the hype. I was so glad Eminem whooped his ass. Whooped that
I think it was the voice. Yeah.
um what else? What else? But it's kind of crazy too, because like when Arsenio, it's funny too, 'cause when Arsenio started having the hip hop acts,
Mm-hmm.
Leno tried to jump suit on that. 'Cause I remember when Jay Leno had Gangstar and
Right.
stuff like that, and Primo
Right.
almost got mad because Jay Leno was touching the turntables and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon, the musical guest and the Roots too. I mean,
Mhm.
I feel like the Roots are like no more for Fallon than their music these days. It's crazy.
But I mean, they make it good to watch. I don't think if he had the roots there, people would watch him.
Right. Oh, Jimmy Kimmel, he's another one I don't want to care for.
And he's always going at Trump.
My dad loves Jimmy Kimmel. He loves when he goes after Trump. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, I'm more of a Stephen Colbert. Like, let me watch him because I feel like deep down some of these motherfuckers they support Trump. They just do that shit for ratings. I'm gonna be real with you,
Mhm.
especially with how many people voted for Trump the second time around and shit.
Right.
Reg, did you see the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Abbott Elementary? Yes, I did see that shit. That was pretty funny to say the least. I'm gonna be real with you. I kind of feel like they kind of toned down the characters on Philadelphia for the ABC crowd because if you guys watch the original show, they would do some, a lot of fucked up shit on that show
Right.
and stuff like that too. But it was pretty funny. I'm actually enjoying this season of Abbott Elementary. I feel like it's
Yeah.
my favorite season so far. Speaking of that, what is your favorite musical guest performance from Stephen Colbert? Oh, I gotta look. I haven't really watched a lot of musical performance. I don't even watch a lot of late night like that, unless if it's somebody I actually want to see. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta actually look through shit. Um, yeah, man. Also, sometime next week we gotta do that yacht rock documentary
Yeah.
stuff. I keep forgetting about that shit.
Great.
Yeah. Oh Jesus Christ! I don't want to go back out. God. But I have to. Fuck it. You know. Yeah, man. I swear, to God, everyone keeps asking me about the Oscar. I don't give a fuck about the Oscars. Oh my god.
We did our Oscar review. It was, you know, Demi Moore film. That was great.
It was what?
The film with Demi Moore in it. That was
Substance.
Substance. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all the Oscars niggas need. That's it.
Oh wow, Jim Jones dropped a new album too. I forgot about that. Mm. I'm gonna stand for 5 more minutes. Yeah, man. It's funny as hell too, because a lot of the movies I wanted to be nominated, they weren't even fucking nominated. I was like, fuck that. Like, that Saturday Night movie should have been nominated too? Like, come on, you serious? I bet you Wicked's gonna get like a lot of the awards and shit. Watch. I'll be even surprised if Cynthia Enrico.
Regal. Yeah.
I'll be surprised she even don't win because everyone's talking about her performance and shit.
I've seen it.
My friend Justin, he wanted me to see that movie too. I think once he buys the movie, I'll probably just see it for free. Okay. But even with like the Wizard of Oz,
Mhm.
I never really was like a Wizard of Oz kind of guy. I liked the movie though. It was I like
Classic.
that. It's a
I just
classic. So
the problem with Hollywood is just that they've been trying for years to make a sequel or prequel, and none of the prequels and these side movies are even on that level of Wizard of Oz.
right.
Return to Oz. I remember going to see that when I was little. That was not a great sequel, and
Oh my god, that was
uh,
just fucked up.
yeah, the one with James Franco and
Trash.
yeah, I didn't care for that one. So it's like I don't even care to watch like Wizard of Oz movies like that because it's like they never gonna top the original.
Yeah, I like the Wiz, but I like it for different reasons and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But my gripe with the Wizard of Oz, I'm not even gonna hold you, and I don't. I feel like it was kind of boring with her family, a little corny ass family. But then I always love when it gets to color when she actually gets into art. That's when,
Right. Once you hit Kansas,
yeah,
when she got out of Kansas,
right, yeah,
yeah,
because it just gives you like for 1939,
hmm,
that movie was like so well done, like
yeah,
and shit like that
it
too.
was ahead of its time.
Yeah. Now the behind the scenes, what was happening behind the scenes of that movie too, that's a different story. Like how Judy Garland was mostly sexually harassed, and then the little Munchkins wasn't even paid all the way. They was sexually harassing people and shit. And then the dude that played that old dude from the Beverly Hillbillies, Buddy Epstein, he was the original Tin Man, but he almost died because that material, like I think, almost suffocated him. So
Right.
he got replaced and shit. And for years, he was known as a nigga that was almost a Tin Man until he was on Beverly Hillbillies and shit. Then he became Barnaby Jones, and that was a different story.
Oh, that was him, Barnaby Jones.
Yes, sir.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, I watched a few episodes of that back in the day.
He
That
did.
used to always come out late at night and shit. My
Right.
dad used to always watch that shit with Kojak and all that shit. Darmouth said, "Remember when you guys did the Bismarcky? I need a haircut review. It was so good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That what that was.
That
Don't
was like
remember.
that was years ago, like back probably like 2016, 2017, one of them years. That was back when I was just really getting into cold chilling. Like a lot of those albums, I was finally getting in and shit. Q said, plus a couple of documentaries could have been Oscar nominated. I agree. I'm. I hope. I think that Luther document. I think that got nominated. I think I'm not too sure, but Saturday Night was like one of the best movies last year. That is,
You've been talking about that for a minute.
it's that good. I even bought the DVD because I was like, shit,
What the DVD? Wow.
yeah. I'm not even the biggest Saturday Night fan, but for the 50th, like the movie, then that documentary that came out, and then I'm gonna watch the Radio City Music Hall.
Hmm.
Thingamajig. I'm gonna watch that probably sometime this week. That shit's like 2 hours, so I'm trying to find some time to actually watch it
Yeah, I
because
didn't. I didn't watch it either.
they were hyping that shit up like the
Yeah.
Foodies reunion and Post Malone and shit. They were hyping
Hmm.
that shit. Let me see this shit.
Everybody and their mama was there.
Yeah, man. Shit. It was even more hype when I saw Susan Lucci post that shit on her fucking Instagram. I was like, oh wow, y'all got Erica Kane talking about this shit.
Right.
Y'all got Erica Kane talking about this shit.
They
Oh
went all
wow.
out.
Yeah, they went all out for their 50th anniversary. I was like, I'm not
Yeah.
mad.
Uh-huh.
I even saw you watching some older episodes. I was like, okay, okay. I'm still team in Living Color. I'm still team Chappelle Show, but still, give me the not so ready for prime time era any day and shit. Q said, so what back from in your opinion could have been nominated for Oscar back in the day? Oh, Q, we could be here all day.
Kidding me?
Q,
Shaft for one.
Superfly,
Yeah,
um, was Coming to America nominated for the Oscar? Hold up, let me see something.
I think it was. It should have been.
Right, hell, what's that one black movie that came out? Dead Presidents.
Hmm.
That come on, man.
Definitely. Harlem Nights. I enjoyed that.
Don't let Mike hear you say that.
No, he don't like it. There's a lot of people now that don't like it. I've never heard this shit.
Well, back in the day, it didn't really do a lot well, like with critics and stuff like that too. It's like one of those movies that the black people embraced it, but the white people didn't really care for it too
Of
much.
course not. Of course they didn't embrace it because it wasn't. It didn't have Lucky Luciano and you know Bugsy Siegel and all those motherfuckers in it.
Yeah, and you gotta remember, like at that time when Eddie got that Paramount deal, he got more creative control. He
Hmm.
had he had like a lot more black people in his
Right.
movie, like, a lot more upper comers and shit like that
And
too.
he as he should. We don't have too many of our of black gangster films. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So that was a great one.
exactly. But yeah, wow, Coming to America was only nominated for Best Costume Design, which okay, and Best Makeup, and they didn't even win. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coming to America, hell yeah.
You know,
What else?
they don't recognize hood films. Juice wasn't nominated at all.
But if it's a white hood film, they would
Hmm.
recognize the fuck out of that.
Yeah, of course. You know, you throw Michelle Pfeiffer as a teacher with hood kids, and always gets an Oscar.
Oh, don't even get me. You know what?
That wasn't a great movie.
I might do a trash movie review
Come
on that
on,
one.
man. The Substitute was better. That was a better film. Lean on Me was a better film.
Me and Mike did that shit. Yeah,
You did The Substitute?
yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, that was a better film.
I think he tried to get you for that one too. I think.
I don't remember. When was that? Last year?
Yeah, it was like last year. It was like around the time Lou Gossett died or shit.
I don't even remember that.
You
You
know,
know.
High School High. While I don't really per se love the movie, I
Mm,
do like the fact that it makes fun of all those tropes and shit. Like
right.
John Lovitz as a substitute teacher in the hood.
Yeah.
him out of all people. And I always love when he tries to put his arm on Mackay Pfeiffer's character. Mackay Pfeiffer always looked all shook that he put his arm.
Right. Lean on. I thought Lean on Me got an Oscar nomination. No.
Let me see. Hold on.
I mean, that was like a real person that Morgan Freeman played, Joe Clark.
But see, that movie Lean on Me, that started the trend right there.
Yeah.
Everyone tried to do a Lean on Me movie after that.
Yeah. It got whack. 187,
Now
another whack one I didn't like.
it was nominated. It wasn't nominated for no Oscars. Wow.
Crazy. The
I mean,
soundtrack
they can
was good.
barely read.
Yeah. Soundtrack was good.
Oh,
Crazy.
God. I'm sorry. I be watching that movie for comedy these days and shit. I think In Living Color ruined that with that skit with Keanu Waynes and shit.
Uh,
Fucking David Alan Grier jumping out the way.
yeah.
I swear, when this comes to shows like In Living Color, Chappelle Show,
Jo-
they always taking the serious shit, and I can't even watch the serious shit
Remember
like that without laughing.
Benson told Joe off, "You will play step and fetch it, and then I want you. Let's go to lunch." After he cursed
Right.
his ass out, he's like, "Yo, let's go to lunch."
End of discussion.
Right. The best performance by Benson ever.
You know what? I agree. Robert Gilliard was on fire in that role.
Crazy.
I like, and then the thing when he did with his fucking leg, and shit,
Right.
I'm just like, he gotta ad lib that fucking shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know what? With the funniest scene, I'm
Mhm.
not even gonna hold you, was when motherfucker was in the meeting. He had the first meeting with the teachers and the
Mhm.
administrators, and that white guy was trying to be all happy dad, be like, "Welcome you to our school," and he just had a deadpan, like, "You may sit down."
Right.
Morgan Freeman in that movie Street Smarts was Christopher Reeves though. You ever seen that movie?
Nah, no sir.
Oh my god, that might be his first best role right there. And shit,
Christopher
like,
Reeve was in that. Superman. Who did he play?
yeah, he played like a reporter. Pretty much it's a movie about this reporter trying to get like the lowdown on like the hood and shit like that too.
God.
So he befriends a gangster.
So they put Clark Kent in the hood. But that's what he sounded like. He was Clark Kent again in the hood,
Right,
without no
and
cape.
well, Morgan Freeman, he was a pimp. He was a pimp in the
Mhm.
movie and
Right.
shit. And it had Kathy Baker too, and stuff like that. And the reporter, he befriends a fucking prostitute and
Mhm.
stuff like that too. And there's literally a scene, I kid you not. There's literally a scene where when he's talking to the prostitute, and the prostitute is telling her how she got the prostitution. And I kid you not, they play Aretha Franklin's "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" in the background.
Yes,
I
they
might.
coming up. The Black Sam said they coming out with a new Nipsey album and a documentary. It's gonna be like 6 episodes or something.
Oh my God, really?
And they just did like they have a marathon burger restaurant that opened up on Friday.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I don't know
so
how I feel about that possibility.
Burgers in the Hood from Nipsey Hussle. Which I'm anxious to try that the Slauson burger. When is that coming?
I'm weak. But yeah, man. But yeah, Street Smart. That's another movie you have to check out. And
God,
I'm actually about to end this movie. I mean, end this review off right here and everything like that too. I gotta go handle some business, but this has been very fun. This has been very fun. So Tuesday we're gonna come back. We're gonna come up with some hip hop for y'all asses. With Bodie James, Center for Traction, Token of Appreciation. That's gonna be Tuesday at 6 p.m. Thursday we're gonna do Adina Howard's with Do You Want to Ride? That album and shit like that and stuff like that too. Um, I've never actually heard the album full though, but that's gonna be something interesting. And then Saturday we're gonna do RJ Payne with the 3 piece EP. That might be like one of our shortest reviews we've ever done because only three
Eric
songs.
Sermon.
Yeah, well, man. I mean, RJ and Eric Sermon, man.
Yeah,
Let's see what Eric got cooking up.
right.
But yeah, man. Oh, by the way, Ant was asking if he's when is he gonna do the 1995 tier hip hop list and shit.
I don't know whenever he ready.
I know
Whenever he ready.
he's out of town. I think.
Okay. Well, then when he get back, then we do it.
Okay, cool beans. I'll probably work on my 95 list in the meantime and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So the album that we just talked about today is No Doubt self-titled album that came out in 1992. This album is actually out of print. If you can find it, it might you might pay a good price on it. You know, depending on where you buy it from. But I would definitely recommend picking it up. But if you're expecting Rocksteady and Tragic Kingdom, you're gonna be kind of disappointed. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
Appreciate this try as usual.
Yeah.
I'll see you motherfuckers later.
Peace.
Peace.